Ooh, Erika, Reginae, Pinocchio Kirk, did you sabotage Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens' relationship just to weasel your way in? Messy. What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of In Cahoots Podcast. My name is Nikki. Before we get into this video, I want to remind you to please smash that subscribe button, smash the like button, comment, let me know what you're thinking, because this episode, it gets a little bit messy. Also, make sure that you share the video with your friends, other creators too, and turn on that post notification bell so that you know every single time there's a new video out. Also, if you want to donate to the channel, every little bit helps. It goes to improving this channel. So you can always donate to the Cash App and the Venmo that's right there on your screen. You can always hit the thanks button down below. And you can always throw supers in the comment section. If you want to support the channel just by following social media, you can. My TikTok, X, and Instagram is right there on the screen. All right, you guys. Candace Owens has the internet in a frenzy. It turns out that Erika Kirk may have been affiliated with someone in Kanye West's circle that may have had something to do with the reason why he put the tweet out basically saying that he was disassociating himself with Candace Owens. He was never a part of any design ideas. Oh my goodness, it just gets messy. Let's go ahead and first get into the first clip from Candace Owens, and then we're going to talk about it.
That was me just explaining to you how I felt things changed. A lot of fake people started surrounding us, and it felt like they were trying to artificially pull us apart. It is then just a couple of weeks later after predicting his death that Kanye tweets, "I love the way Candace Owens thinks," which, like I said, you had to be there because we were just kind of rapping. And I kept telling him that he was Kanye was going to come over. I'm telling you, I think he's conservative. And then we learn from Erika that her and her mother go to Israel on pilgrimage. They're in Jerusalem, and they see Charlie at the airport. Like, that was just a natural thing. And her mother says, well, you should go up to him and you should say something. And then Erika ultimately decides not to. And, I always thought that story was interesting because I was with Charlie at the airport. And I don't remember her mentioning that. She saw Charlie just by himself at the airport? Anyway.
No, Candace, trust your gut. She never said that she saw you. She didn't want to say that she saw you. That's the whole point. Now, you just literally said, Candace, that you felt like at that moment prior to the airport situation that people were trying to pull you guys apart. That's what Candace Owens said. She says she felt like people were trying to pull them apart. Trust your gut. They were. Okay, then all of a sudden, Erika's at the same airport that you guys are at, in the same country, at the same time. That's convenient. And then the mom is like, oh, go say hi. Now, the way that Erika tells this story, we've heard it. I've done videos about it and everything. And it's always felt a little bit off to me. And maybe it could just be influenced by what I know now, what I now know about, how shady Erika and friends are, right? Now, the whole airport situation, here's what I think happened. I think Erika was planted there. I think she was planted there. She was supposed to go to Israel at that very same time. I think she was like following him, watching them. They just did not notice her. Erika screws up a lot and says, when me and Charlie went to Israel in 2008, and then she says, oh, no, not me and Charlie. With me and my mom went to Israel. Multiple times she slips up with that. And I will play one in a moment. But she slips up. Erika she's goofy. Like she's a klutz. So she slips up a lot like that. I mean, that's also a human thing to do. But I just don't know if that's something that someone would do almost every time they talk about the story. Whatever the case may be. In the airport, when she says, her mom says, say hi, I think that the way that went was, she was like, Mom, he's right there. And she's like, go say hi. Just go talk to him. Because that was supposed to be the mission. I believe she was there for Charlie in the first place. I believe it. I'm sorry. That is my opinion. My opinion only. I am not saying it's facts. But I do believe that. And I believe that at the airport, her mom got impatient and was just like, oh, just go. Make yourself known already. Just go. And she's like, no, not the right time. That is what I'm thinking happened. Furthermore, why won't you say you saw Candace with Charlie? That is odd. Now, Candace, we can ask you, did you dip off away from Charlie for a while? Do you remember taking a phone call where you were off to the side or whatever, and Charlie was in line by himself for like 20 minutes? Did you go to the restroom for like 10 minutes or something like that? But regardless of the fact, at some point, Candace would have had to come back to that line so that she could check her bags. So the fact that she does not want to mention the fact that she saw Candace has always raised red flags with me a long time ago, because what it did was it gave me that notion that she never wanted Candace in the picture in the first place. Here's my thing. Hear me out. I know I'm going all over the place, but just hear me out. If I was at an airport and I saw someone and I lock in on them and I'm like, oh, they look familiar, and then I see a woman with them, that would throw me off. Even if I was attracted to that person, right? That would throw me completely off. I wouldn't even think twice about this. Whatever. You know what I mean? They have someone with them. And if this person ended up being my spouse later on down the line, that is a crazy story to tell. So the way that I would tell a story, because to me, it makes it more interesting. But the way that I would tell the story would be, yeah, it's so crazy. I was in 2018, I was at the airport. We were leaving and I turn around and I see this guy and he just caught my attention. And I was like, man, I think I know that guy. So I turned to my mom and I'm like, hey, Mom, that guy looks really familiar. Oh, but you know what? He has a woman with him. Stop there. What mother is going to see a man with a woman and tell you to go say hi to him? Don't worry, I'll wait. Don't worry, I'll wait. Please tell me how that makes sense. Just take a moment and tell me, how does that make sense? Write it in the comments. I will wait. If you are at the airport and a man, woman, who cares, catches your attention and you see them with someone, the first thing that anyone would think, and they look around the same age or whatever the case may be. I know Candace is older than Charlie, but still, they look around the same age or what have you. I'm sure they're laughing and talking. They got their bags together. They're together. The first thing that will go through my mind is, oh, maybe they're together. Maybe that's his girlfriend. So at what point why would a mother see a woman with a man and say, oh, go say hi to him? Forget who he's with. Go say hi to him. That does not make sense to me. Now, if you think about it in a sense that Erika was there on purpose, okay, then it makes sense to me if her mother knew the mission, she knew why they were there. You just traveled clear across the world because they're supposed to be together, because there's a mission that they need to follow through on, and now you're leaving the country. It makes perfect sense in my head for her mom to kind of get impatient and be like, go say hi, just go say hello, just introduce yourself or something. It doesn't matter who he's with, just go, like, we have to do this. Candace has always been so skeptical about the fact that when Erika tells this story, she never ever mentions that he was with someone. Moving on.
May 4th. I want to point to you October 30th. Now, I told you that suddenly people were trying to pull me and Kanye and Charlie apart. You just felt it, okay? And out of nowhere, Kanye, who did actually help me design the Blexit logo in Chicago, he was getting an insane amount of pressure and told that he could not get involved in politics. He was putting on the MAGA hat. Things were going crazy. I think Kim was threatening divorce at some point, if I recall correctly. And Kanye cracks and he tweets a series of tweets. He writes, I introduced Candace to the person who made the logo and they didn't want their name on it, so she used mine. I never wanted any association with Blexit. I have nothing to do with it. He then follows that up by saying, my eyes are now wide open and now realize that I have been used to spread messages that I don't believe in. I am distancing myself from politics and completely focusing on being creative. And let me tell you, this was one of the hardest things for me to go through. I mean,
again, Candace, follow your gut. Listen to your gut. You're saying around October 30th, that's when Kanye West tweeted what he tweeted. All right, here's the thing. Not only did he tweet that, you also said that you felt like people or someone were trying to pull you and Charlie apart. That's because they were. All right. Now, here comes Erika. She's on a mission. Okay, this is her mission to get Charlie Kirk. All right, now she's on a mission and you are in the way. Okay, let's just call a spade a spade. You're in the way. So she started from jump, doing whatever she possibly could to distance you and Charlie, to break y'all apart and move you out of the way. Notice by the time that Erika Reginae Pinocchio Kirk comes into the picture, things just starts crumbling. You wanted Kanye's attention so bad. You got it. But now Erika's in the picture and now Kanye is like, well, no, I never wanted to have anything to do with this. I never want anything to do with them. And I'm just going to go back to being a creator. Everybody says how naive Charlie Kirk was, but Candace wasn't that naive. Candace still had a few years on Charlie. Candace would have been able to peep all the BS that was going on around them and tell Charlie. But they couldn't have that. I'm sure they had been watching him for years. They couldn't have that. They had to make sure that they are able to 100% manipulate Charlie and make sure that no one was getting in his head to deter him away from the mission. This is all allegedly. This is my opinion. I'm not saying it's factual. I'll keep saying that because I know there's going to be people in the comments like, well, this is not what happened and blah, blah. Nope, this is my opinion. My opinion.
I get reached out. Somebody reached out to me. I get reached out to by a young woman in New York. And she says to me that at this time, she said, Erika knew Kanye. And I said, Erika didn't know Kanye. What are you talking about? Erika never knew Kanye. She said, no, Erika knew Kanye. And I said, nope, she wasn't even in the picture in April when Charlie and I were doing all the Kanye stuff. She's never been with him. There's no pictures, whatever. What are you referring to? And I just assumed that this was like maybe something that Erika said, she lies all the time. Maybe she was just like, oh, now I date this guy, now whatever. And then she says, no, I have like actual proof that when all that stuff was going down with you and Kanye and Charlie, that Erika was backdialing and telling people that she knew the people that were around Kanye, that she had family that was around Kanye and pushed for that tweet to go out. Okay. So I said, can you get me some proof of that? And this young woman in New York got me the proof of that, proof that at the very least, Erika was making that claim. What I can tell you is that neither me nor Charlie nor Kanye knew that Erika knew someone on Kanye's team that And now who knows if it's her real family or her Nicole Rothstein family, or she just calls everybody family. But you're telling me she's playing like she's some cute new girlfriend watching us go through this entire thing, being absolutely heartbroken. And yet she's like on the side telling people that she knows like why that went out.
So you're saying that in April, you already have ties to Kanye, and you're already basically saying that you knew the people and why it was pushed out. And what I really hope that Candace is able to figure it out and show us, because I want all of the tea. I want it all. I want to see, I want to know, I want all of the tea. But basically, all in all, I definitely think that Erika did everything she could to sabotage their relationship, and those around her also. That's why I always say Erika and friends. I think that they did everything that they could to push Candace and Charlie away from each other. And Candace felt it in her gut. Should have trusted that gut. Should have trusted that gut feeling. And then furthermore, back to what I was saying about when Erika tells the story. Yeah, she never mentions that she also saw Candace Owens with Charlie Kirk. Never mentions that. It's almost like she was just never there. But in my opinion, I think that she 100% saw Candace with Charlie. And I think the mom, like I said, because she knows that they're on a mission, she's just like, look, just go fulfill it. Just go over there and say hello. Just go introduce yourself. But it brings me back to saying that does not make sense, because I don't care what situation you're in, unless they look like twin brother and sister. What mother would tell their daughter, go walk up to that man that's sitting next to that woman? I mean, who cares if they're together or not? That's just so odd to me. I mean, just listen to this.
Sitting in that chair for a reason. That exact chair. That person that's sitting right next to you was meant to sit right next to you. I'm not telling you how to figure out why. But just know that nothing is by mistake. Nothing. I will never forget the time I was in Israel with my husband. Well, that was the second time, but the first time with my mother on a pilgrimage.
That is not the first time that she's made that hiccup. She makes that mistake multiple times. You do your own research, but it's the truth. I'll let her keep going.
And I was standing in the ticket line. And I remember looking behind me, and in the snake of the ticket line was a guy who looked very familiar. I had no idea who he was. And I told my mom, this guy looks so familiar. And as a typical mother, she said, go and say hi. No. We were late for our flight, and I'm not going to come off like a crazy person that's just weird. That ended up being Charlie. Nothing is by coincidence. Now, did we know that? No, not until we were like 3 months into our relationship and looking at timestamps, seeing that both of us were in Israel at the same time. But nothing is by coincidence.
Erika Regina Pinocchio Kirk says it all the time. Nothing is by coincidence. Nothing, right? And then think about what she also said. She said in a snake of a ticket line. That tells me that the line was long. Right? That the line was long. All right. So you are scanning the people in that line, in the snake of the ticket line, scanning the people, and you see Charlie. And you're like, that guy looks familiar. But you don't mention Candace standing right there too, next to Charlie, right? You didn't mention that. And then your mom is like, well, go say hi. Go say hi to that man that's standing there with who could be his wife or who could be his girlfriend. What do you mean go say hi? And while we're at it, just take a look at this really quick.
At his wedding, I told the story of talking Charlie into moving to Arizona. He was an adamant Chicago boy. I needed to break that. Selfishly, I wanted him to love Arizona because I had recently convinced him to move Turning Point USA to Arizona. It was a hard sell at first, and that was until I hosted the first Trump rally in Trump rally history right here in Arizona in 2015. I got a call. I got a call from Miss Erika Kirk, Miss Arizona 2012. I just want to help, she said. So naturally, I put her right behind the president at that first rally. After that, we talked. It was obvious she was the perfect person for the job that Charlie and I had devised in one of our 24-hour planning sessions. I wanted to hire her. I only had one problem. Charlie Kirk wanted to date her. Long story short, I was very worried he was going to scare her off and screw it up. And I was going to lose this incredible prospect.
I mean, you really just have to listen to them speak sometimes. You're letting us know that you forced this man. You were pulling teeth to get Charlie to move to Arizona. He said no. That is not what he wanted to do. It was hard until Erika Kirk called him saying that she just wanted to help. Okay? But see, when Erika tells that story, and I've covered this before, when Erika tells that story, the phone call is nowhere to be found. When Erika tells the story, she was a fan of Donald Trump, and she went to the rally to support Donald Trump. As she was leaving, she ran into Tyler Boyer. He offered her a job. She declined it because she was moving to Manhattan. That does not make sense with what Tyler just said. Listen to this.
So you started Turning Point in 2012, right? So Trump's first rally in Arizona was when? And it was
the summer of 15.
Summer of 15. So I went with my mom. I was a Trump fan.
To a Trump rally. His first one. And
Wait. Hold on, Erika Regine Pinocchio Kirk. I thought you called Tyler and told Tyler Boyer that you just wanted to help. What happened to that part?
Tyler was there.
Tyler Boyer.
Yes, he was there with his wife, his beautiful wife, and his kids. And he came up to me.
He was just there. Tyler was just there. What happened to the whole part where you reached out to Tyler? Why is that not being talked about here?
Afterwards, and he was like, hey, we're starting this, or we have this organization, and we're starting in Arizona. Would love for you to be a part of it. And it was one of those things where everything he said sounded super exciting, but I was getting ready to move to New York. And that was a season of life that I really prayed about, and it was something I needed to move on towards. And so I said, thank you for all the information, but I am moving to Manhattan. And I was like, stay in touch. And we didn't really stay in touch all that much.
I don't know about you guys, but for some reason, I cannot get over this. I cannot get over this whole her meeting Tyler Boyer thing. It's just, it doesn't make sense to me. And I can't help but to giggle about it. Erika called Tyler and asked him what she can do to help because she just wanted to help. So naturally, Tyler said, so naturally, I put her right behind Trump. Now, if you guys remember, the picture of her behind Trump is everywhere. A row down is her mother. But Erika Regine Pinocchio Kirk is standing up there at the top. Next to her is a little girl. Next to the little girl is Erika's ex-boyfriend. So that's why none of this makes sense to me. And even at the Bloom conference, we've covered it. Baron Coleman has covered it. She says Tyler was a family friend, and she continuously refers to him as a family friend. Even in that meeting, even at the, mind you, even if her and Charlie, they were already well into their marriage, so you do consider him as a family friend at that very moment, that's one thing. But telling the story is still weird for you to call him a family friend. What you would say is, well, I reached out to Tyler Boyer, who was working closely with Charlie at the time, and I reached out to them and I said, hey, I know that you're coordinating the first Trump rally. What can I do to help? That would make sense to me. That would make sense. but that's not what she says. Like, so that this is just, I don't know, it really blows my mind. Thank you guys for hearing me out, going through this crazy little road of what I think happened. If you liked the video, please make sure that you smash the like button. I want to get on the algorithm. I'm working super hard on this channel, guys. So please help me out by liking the video. Hit the subscribe button. Also share the video, share with all your friends, other creators too. Make sure you turn on that bell so that you know every single time there's a video out. If you want to donate to the channel, my Cash App and Venmo, it's right there on the screen. You can hit the thanks button down below. You can put supers in the chat. Also, you can join to become a member. You can also support by following my social medias, TikTok, Instagram, and X. Those are right there on your screen as well. It has been fun, guys. My name is Nikki. This is In Cahoots Podcast. Peace.